So today we're looking at the ArcTank Mark 1 made by Sezonia. So let's get right into it. Its basic purpose here is to provide an almost unstoppable base for armed forces frontier movements, and that's just the first point. So this tank is rarely a huge base which will just go on in unstoppably, unless of course it blows up, and just conquer areas, defend areas, almost like a wall or an actual literal fortification, except moving. So the second point says it's like a camp. So this tank really is used as a camp. So when there are many of these tanks moving in through the battlefield, it provides a safe area for the soldiers to camp without having to be out in the open in tents or in a literal fort, which would have to be constructed. So it's quite good for campaigns in which the troops carry on moving, and but it still provides a comfortable and suitable environment. So it can carry 12 soldiers. That's how many beds there are inside, well, bunk beds. 12, 7 crew, 5 soldiers. But of course, if need be, it could carry up to like something around 30. It's been known to carry because it would be quite easy to fit people in. So it can act as artillery and also can back soldiers from behind. Maybe in an invasion of a city, it would stay behind and fire on enemy forces while troops go through the streets, as it won't exactly be of any use going through streets and through cities. So another very important point on this tank is brought out in the last point here on our slide, on this slide. It can carry 2 missiles. So here in the picture, you can see 2 missile carrying cases to resemble the missiles that could be there. And this could be very useful if trying to get to an objective point in which there will be missiles being launched or needed to be launched, or a missile launcher there. You could carry them to that point and launch it from there. Or it could be used on the battlefield to launch these missiles if, say, they are called for. So let's have a look at our next slide. So its basic structure. Now I'm not going to go into in depth, but let's just have a brief overview. Basically, the front has 44mm armor, hardened steel armor, to stop all the computer systems from ever getting damaged. Now the sides, the roof, all of that has 30mm armor, but on the inside it does have 20mm bulletproof like pad or lining on the inside. Now this is to stop ricocheting bullets, and also if a bullet does penetrate through the armor, it will burst into the lining, this bulletproof lining, which you could think of as the stuff that bulletproof vests are made out of. And this should stop the blow of the bullet. Yes, as we brought out before, it also has the 2 missile casings which you can carry, and as a turret that can fire 200 caliber shells, but can be modified. As you can see there, you could take off the front piece and it could be used to fire as artillery, even 1000 caliber shells. So the cabin inside, so inside you have 4 main parts. You have the turret, the front part where the computer systems are, also where it's driven from, and then you have 2 cabins on the left and right hand side, and down the middle you have a hallway. Down the middle of that hallway there is a ladder. So that's the basic outlay of this tank. Now let's have a look at the usage. This is our final slide, and it should give you basically a good indication of how this tank is used by the Sezonian military. As you can see there on the right, we have a 2-scale picture of the medium tank, as it comes in 3 sizes. The larger one, of course, is more useful for what we've described, but the medium one is still good. The small one is used for more tactical missions where special ops might be using one of them as a camp or a base fortification. So that's basically all that this talks about. If you wish to read that little bit there, it talks a bit more about its usage. And yes, that's this tank. A very useful fortification type tank, which is used and has been referred to as the mothership of tanks. So it's a very good tank for what's it called? Like long campaigns, very long distance campaigns, long taking a long time for the campaigns where the troops will be continually moving and not being able to set up forts all the way along. This serves as a great fortification which can move. Of course, it is a bit slow, but for constant movement of forces, it will work quite well. Thank you.